Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a this or that video. I'm going to be comparing 3 rose gold eyeshadow palettes, and I have been completely in love with rose gold eyeshadows recently. In the past month and a half or so, that's pretty much all I've worn on my lids, and I've kind of traded back and forth between each of these 3 eyeshadow palettes. One of them I just got the full size recently, but I had gotten a little mini sample size of it in my Birchbox before that, and then I was able to swatch it and compare. And so during this video, I'm going to compare these 3. I'll show you guys which ones are very similar, which colors within the palettes are very similar. I'll let you guys know the price points for each of them. And then ultimately, I'll let you guys know what I think is the best value for the money. So the first one that I'm going to show you guys is the first rose gold palette that I had. This is the Naked 3 palette that I believe came out last November or so. So this palette comes with 12 eyeshadows, and then also comes with this little double-ended eyeshadow brush. And I believe mine came with 4 little sample packets of the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And this one retails for $54. It's very solid metal packaging, and this is some of my favorite type of packaging, but it is the most expensive of the 3 palettes we're looking at today. The next one is the Lorac Unzipped palette, and this one I actually bought off of a YouTuber that was selling palettes from her channel. But this one comes with 10 shadows, and then it also comes with the Lorac eyeshadow primer. I don't remember what it's called. And this one retails for $40 when it's brand new. And the last one that we're going to look at today is my most recent one, and this is the Coastal Scents Revealed 2 palette. This one comes with 20 shadows, and this one I bought off of Birchbox for $19.95, I think it was, and that was because I got this little sample in my Birchbox last month, which is called Ballerina, which has 4 of the shades in it. So that one convinced me that I needed to try this one out because the shadows were so buttery and pigmented, and I was really impressed. So I thought I needed to see this one to compare it to these 2, because when I was originally planning this video, I was just going to do these 2. As I looked at these palettes, so the Naked 3 palette I liked a lot. It has kind of a range of colors. It's got 3 matte shades, and the rest all have glitter or shimmer in them. And some of them are very, very chunky glitter, like, let's see, Dust here is a very, very chunky glitter, but it's a very pretty color. But these are very pigmented overall. They're very nice shadows, but they can tend to be kind of chunky and glittery like this one, Dust. And also, some of these colors are just so similar to each other that they kind of run into one another. 3 here at the end, so that was Liar, Factory, and Mugshot down here. And they're just very, very similar to each other, and there's not that much deviation from each of the colors. Like, in particular, Mugshot and Liar are just, they seem so similar that it's almost silly and redundant to have 12 shadows in here when they're that similar to each other. But overall, these are very nice shadows. They're very nicely textured. They're pretty good pigment. They're just some colors that are very similar to each other, so that loses a little bit of its wow factor when there's so many colors that are kind of redundant. This palette here, the Lorac palette, it's kind of the same thing. They have a lot of very similar colors to each other. So I just swatched Unattainable and Uncensored, and they just seem very similar to each other. I mean, there's a little bit of a difference, but there's not a lot. They are very, very pretty colors in here. And this one has 4 matte shades, and then the rest are shimmer shades. And these are a lot bigger pans, obviously. This packaging is cardboard packaging. It's magnetized though, so that's nice that it at least closes that way, but the packaging isn't as nice as the Urban Decay one. This one has a little bit more variance, I feel like, because it's got some of the brownie red shades down here that vary a little bit more from the brownish matte color here, and then this is more of a mauve-y. The palette that I think has the most versatility and that has the widest range of shades is the Revealed 2 palette. So as you look at this one, it starts with a couple of highlights up here, and it goes all the way down to a black, and then this one right here is very similar to the last color in the Naked 3 palette, and then it's got like more burgundy, and then some mauve tones, and then it's got like the typical rose gold shades here, and there's actually even a couple of more gold tones as well. It looks like this one has 7 matte shades in it out of the 20. And they have a wide range of tones for those 7 shades. So we have 1 matte highlight, and then it goes more into a couple colors that are really great for crease, and then like a black for smoking out colors. I'm going to show you guys specifically some of the colors that compare and how they match up in swatches, and let you guys kind of see how those pair up. So starting with this palette, on the end, as I mentioned, there's a black. None of the other palettes have a black. There is this shade right here, though these don't have names. This one is very, very comparable to Black Heart down here on the end of the Naked 3. So if you look at those two shadows, they are almost identical, and when you swatch them, they are pretty much the same exact pigmentation and texture, and they're very, very on par with each other. I was surprised how pigmented and impressive these shadows were. So the revealed palette has pretty much an exact dupe for Black Heart from the Naked 3 palette. I shouldn't have started with the black shadows. From the revealed 2 palette, there is this one right here, which is pretty much the same thing as Dust, although I do think that Dust, even though it's glittery, is less glittery and fallout prone than this one. So here's Dust right here. So those are those two. And both of them are very, very, like, once I swatch them, they pretty much fall off. But they blend into each other. They're very pretty colors. They just aren't practical for everyday use because they're so glittery, and both of them are pretty much the same exact texture. And most of it fades away because it's so glittery. I like to use that one just very sparingly as an inner corner highlight because all over the lid it just makes a mess. Trick from the Naked 3 palette is this really pretty darker gold, rose gold color that matches very closely with Unattainable from the Lorac palette, which also pairs very, very closely with this last one over here. That's all I'm going to do for swatches. Basically, a lot of these 3 palettes are very, very similar. This one has a little bit more gold to it than this one does. This one stays more true to rose gold. This one has a little bit more gold in it. And this one is really the best palette that spans between the two, that has rose gold and burgundies and gold colors. I was so incredibly surprised by how great the Revealed 2 palette was. Having these two already, I thought that this one wouldn't be nearly as good in quality, but actually this one is on par in every way with the Naked 3 and the Lorac palettes, and I think I will actually get more use out of this one because honestly, when you look at it, it has more shadows. All the shadows are just as pigmented, they're just as nice on the lids, they're just as creamy and smooth and buttery, and the only complaint you might have is that this one doesn't have a mirror to it, but honestly, other than that, this palette would be great for travel, it's great for every day, and since I've had these little shadows, I have hardly touched the other 2 palettes. So this one, I think, for half the price and for more shadows, I think is much, much more worth the value. So if you haven't checked this out, I would definitely say you should. If you're a member of Birchbox, they sell this on birchbox.com, where you can get points towards your Birchbox purchases. You can also find it on Amazon, I know, and the Coastal Scents website. But if you are thinking about spending the money on these 2 shadows, I would definitely just knock both of them out. Get this one instead. This one is so much more worth the money, and the shadows are just as good. That is it for my this or that. So I had one clear winner in this one that I thought was way above and beyond the other 2 palettes. What do you guys think? Have you tried out any of these palettes before, and what are your thoughts on them? I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.